Thanks for joining me in this video. This video will be discussing Intra-Company Transfer Work Permit, also known as the ICT. ICT is an important immigration pathway for employers of multinational companies who are temporarily transferring to work in Canada. This type of work permit is designed to facilitate the mobility of key employees within international businesses, allowing companies to transfer skilled workers from a foreign branch to a Canadian one. Not only does the ITC work permit benefit companies by allowing them to move key talent across borders, but it also presents a unique opportunity for foreign workers to gain Canadian work experience, which can be a valuable stepping stone to permanent residency. What is an intercompany transfer work permit? Well, an ICT transfer work permit allows for foreign employees of multinational companies to temporarily transfer their employees to the Canadian branch, subsidiary, or affiliate of their foreign employer. Unlike other types of work permits, the ICT does not require an employer to obtain a labor market impact assessment, also known as the LMIA, which is usually needed for foreign workers to work in Canada. The ICT work permit provides a faster, streamlined process for transferring employees who already work for the company abroad. To be eligible for the ICT work permit, the individual must have been employed by the same company for at least one continuous year within the last 3 years, and they must be working in an executive, senior managerial, or specialized knowledge role. The employee must be temporarily assigned to the Canadian location, and the company must demonstrate that the transfer is necessary for the operation of the Canadian branch. The ICT work permit is available in several categories, depending on the role the employee will be filling in Canada. So let's talk about these roles. 1. Executive and senior managerial. Executive and senior managers are individuals who hold decision-making power in their organization, typically overseeing significant operations or leading a large team. These employees are expected to bring their leadership expertise and strategic vision to the Canadian branch. Their role must be one where they are tasked with overseeing major functions, managing the organization's direction, and leading several departments. For example, a senior executive who oversees a major division of a multinational corporation may be transferred to Canada to oversee the operations of the company Canada branch. The company must provide evidence that the employee's role in Canada will require their executive or senior managerial skills. Specialized knowledge workers. These workers are employees who possess a high level of expertise in the company's product, services, or processes. These individuals are not typically managers or executives, but their specialized knowledge is vital to the company's operation. Specialized knowledge workers are typically highly skilled in their field and are essential to the smooth operation of the Canadian branch. Examples might include technical experts, software engineers with specialized skills in proprietary technology, or researchers with highly specialized scientific knowledge that the company needs to operate in Canada. The company must demonstrate that the worker's specialized knowledge is essential and that the employee has the necessary expertise to continue the Canadian operation successfully. To be eligible for an ICT work permit, the employee and the employer must meet specific requirements. These requirements are designed to ensure that the transfer is beneficial to both the employee as well as the Canadian labor market. The employee's qualifications are looked at. The employee must have been employed by the same company at least 1 year in the last 3 years. This period of employment should be continuous, and the role that they directly support the qualifications needed in the role that they're going to play in Canada. So again, for example, the employee should be in an executive or senior managerial position or possess a specialized knowledge that is needed for the Canadian branch. The second is the employer's requirements. Employers must have a qualified Canadian branch, subsidiary, or affiliate that is linked to the foreign company. The foreign company must have an ongoing business presence in both the home country and in Canada. And this is crucial. So how does one determine if there is a qualified relationship between the foreign company and the Canadian company? So for you to determine that, you have to look at the share value of the companies. Hypothetically speaking, in the foreign company, if there is a owner with 100% shares, then the company in Canada has to be 100% as well. If there's two business owners and one owner owns 60% and the other one is 40%, it doesn't have to be identical. It has to be proportionate, which means whoever owns the 60% should have majority say in the Canadian company as well. That's very important to determine the qualifying relationship. The other thing that's very important is having a present and continued present, meaning once the employee transfers to the Canadian company, you cannot close down the company overseas. The company overseas must continue to operate while the employee is still in Canada. The Canadian operations must be actively doing business, and the foreign company must provide evidence of its operations, such as financial records or business plans. The company must also demonstrate that the employee's transfer is necessary to the business operations in Canada. Lastly, you also have to demonstrate that the transfer is temporary in nature. Intra-company transfers are temporary work permits, which means that the employee is not intended to settle permanently in Canada. Typically, the employee will be expected to return to their home country or another foreign location once the transfer has been completed. The employee must be able to demonstrate that they will be returning to their foreign employer once their work in Canada is finished. So let's just repeat the three requirements. 1, the employee has to demonstrate 1 year of work experience in the last 3 years. 2, you have to demonstrate that the Canadian company and the foreign company have a qualified relationship. And 3, that the relationship is temporary. The worker is going to come here and then exit back. If you have all of these 3, you can then submit your application. And I also advise to submit a thorough business plan, specifically outlining what the employee is going to be doing in Canada, for how long they're going to be doing it, and then their exit strategy. As a specialized knowledge will be able to apply for a work permit up to a maximum of 5 years. Senior managers and executive are able to do it up to 7 years. Of course, they're given in smaller increments of 1 year, 3 years, and another 3 years. But ultimately, the idea is that during that time, you should try to train a Canadian and transfer that skill set onto a Canadian. If you have any questions about the ICT or looking to submit an ICT application, feel free to give us a call today. Thank you. Until next time.